Alright, I got the flying fish I'm going to take out and test fly today. The more time I spend flying a particular aircraft, the more aggressive I tend to get with it, the more comfortable I am with it. And I've got a lot of flights on this Eachine flying fish. And I noticed that the last couple of flight sessions I had it out, coming, pulling through a loop or a split S maneuver where I had a lot of speed coming back down toward the ground, I was running out of elevator, and there was a couple of times I almost impacted terra firma with it. So I figured, well, I just, for those high speed dives, I just don't have enough movement on the elevator. So I adjusted the linkage on the elevator to give me more movement. At slow speed, it was very responsive on the elevator. But once again, I was coming down in a high-speed dive and I ran out of elevator again. So the only thing that was left to check was the control rod. Now these control rods are fairly thin, and it has these clear tubes on here, these clear plastic tubes that are attached to the side of the fuselage, glued to the side of the fuselage to add support, because the servos are all the way up here. To add support for that linkage. Well, that linkage stops right here where my finger is, and that's a pretty good distance between where that support ends and where the elevator control horn is. So what I did was I took one of those little tiny 4-inch white zip ties. I wanted to use something that was going to blend in, with the fuselage, and I zip tied it right in between where the support ends and where the control horn is. I zip tied the control rod, cut off all of the zip tie except for about 4 or 5 millimeters in length, cut a little slot in the fuselage, and then glued it in there. Okay, so I took it out this morning for a couple of test flights, and that was what was going on. And now I can do really high speed loops and really high speed dives with it, and I have plenty of elevator, and that is preventing that control rod from flexing like it was before. So I'll put a close-up picture of it up on the screen so that you can see it. It really blends in with the fuselage. If you're not looking for it, you don't even notice it. But if you guys fly yours the way I fly mine, and you do some high-speed dives with it, if you find that your elevator is getting pretty soft when you do that, that was a very quick, very simple, very inexpensive fix for it. That's the only thing I've ever had to do to this plane the whole time I've been flying it, other than fabricating my landing gear for it. Reinforcement of that control rod on the elevator, and I had no more problem with it. So anyway, here's one or both of the test flights. I think I've got one of the test flights I've got queued up just to show you how well that works. See you out there.
Okay, let's get our flying fish in the air and see if I fixed the elevator issue. All right, launching. Such an awesome plane. Okay, let's see here. I think that has fixed my elevator issue. Cool. Yep. Good responsiveness on the elevator now. Let me see. I thought that I was going to... It still hesitates there at the top. I increased the movement on the rudder too. That is so agile. It's been a while since I've flown it. Oh, no elevator problem at all now. Yeah, that was definitely what it was. My elevator linkage, my elevator control rod was flexing on me. Isn't that sweet? Woo! Oh, I love this plane. Now I've got my timer set down to 4 minutes. Normally I have my timer on this set for 5 minutes, but it is cold out here this morning, and my lipos are only sitting at about 12.4 volts when I'm putting them in the plane. So agile. I love it. This is absolutely one of my favorite things to fly, guys. I am telling you, this thing is awesome. So stable. So darn stable. I kind of messed that one up. Look at that. I'm sure it's hard to see against this gray sky. Okay, let's come back around. We'll bring it in for a landing. I might need to put that elevator linkage back where it was before I made the adjustment on it. It has got a very, very responsive elevator now. Okay, let's see. Let's bring it in here. Oh, that was better. That was much better. Yeah, I increased the expo. I might leave it there. I increased the expo on the elevator to smooth it out, and that was nice and smooth coming in. So, if you have this plane and you fly it like I do, really heavy in the throttle the vast majority of the time, and I like making those fast dives with it too. If you find that you're running out of elevator, that is the issue. They've just got too long of a length on that control linkage, you know, where that reinforcement tube ends. It's just too long of a section, and it tends to flex. So that certainly fixed that issue. Absolutely fantastic. That was an easy fix, guys. A really inexpensive, really quick, really simple fix for that. I'm completely happy with this thing. All right, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the air.